Driving down that road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. United Road, take me home to the place I belong, to Old Trafford and see United. Take me home, United Road.
Hello and welcome along to our Matchday Live watch-along for the Women's Champions League game, and it's going to be across YouTube and MUTV and the web and app and all sorts, but the really important thing for you here is that if you are watching us on YouTube, you've got 15 minutes on the men's YouTube channel before we move over to the Manchester United women's YouTube channel. So make sure that you are subscribed over there if you want to watch the whole thing with a brilliant cast of guests. Absolutely delighted that former Manchester United defender Aoife Mannion is with me. So too Lindsay Johnson. I nearly just called you Jono then. I nearly just and Jono's with me as well. We're going to watch the game together, and I think this is quite exciting, isn't it, really? Sort of a companion to anybody that's watching the game. They get to listen to a little bit of insight from you two, and we get to watch the game together, and that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's going to be obviously a great game. Manchester United's first game in Champions League proper for the women, and I think great to watch it with you, Liam, but even better than to watch it with Aoife, who's got all the knowledge and inside stories, and it would be great to get that from Aoife tonight. Yeah,
Aoife, you obviously left Manchester United at the end of last season, so you're really close to all of this as well. You kind of understand everything that's going on and how Mark Skinner works and what the squad looks like, and that kind of insight's going to be brilliant tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's still hard. I'm not too long out the door, so I still feel like there's part of me that's really watching it as a fan. I know a lot of the girls, I'm buzzing for them, just from a fan perspective, to actually be competing in the Champions League, all competitions. I know the team got to the qualifying rounds a few years ago, 2 years ago, to actually see them and witness them playing their first game against Valerenga tonight. It will probably be lost on the girls, actually, the kind of like how iconic of an occasion it is, but not for us. We get to like sit and talk about it and hopefully digest and analyse a really good performance. Yeah,
really looking forward to the game getting underway. Game starts at 8 o'clock. Don't forget that if you are definitely wanting to watch the whole thing with us, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. Both the men's and women's would be ideal. If you are subscribed on the women's YouTube channel, though, just make sure that you hit the thumbs up on that and click the bell as well, so any new videos that come up further down the track, you are the first to know about them. I suppose it's going to be really important for us to find out who's playing who. We know it's Manchester United against Valerenga, but who are these staff? Let's find out. Zara's got the team news.
Thanks everyone, team news is in, so let's get straight to it. Let's start off with the home side, Manchester United women's team. In net we have Valentine Joyce, then we have a back four of Jade Riviere, Dominique Janssen and captain Maëlle Tissier and Anna Sandberg. In the middle of the park you have Ella Toon, Hinata Miyazawa and Julia Ziggiotti, with Jess Parker head of the three. Finally we have an up-front duo of Elizabeth Turland and Melvine Mallard. Now let's go to the opposition. Valerenga, they line up in a 3-4-3. In between the sticks for them we have Toby and Blom. Your back three consists of Sarah Horte, Michaela Kovacs and Anna Eriksdottir. There will be a midfield four of Yolyn Tenebo, Lynn Vickius, Nina Inowen, Sadis Haidar-Stottir. And your front three will be Alina Hegg, Karina Savak, Aulaug Tibetan. So that's your team news. Let us know what you guys are thinking.
Thanks very much, Zara. So just the one change for Manchester United from the game against Chelsea at the weekend, and it's Melvine Mallard that comes into the side off the left. We think it'll be this sort of 4-2-3-1 that Mark Skinner's been playing across the course of this season, with that double pivot of Miyazawa and Zigiotti, who have been absolutely incredible. How much of a difference does it make bringing somebody like Melvine into the side, Aoife?
Melvin's just been on such good form this season so far. I think we said a couple of weeks back when we were talking about Bran that she's scored more goals in the WSL already than she scored in the whole of last season. Specifically what she brings to the left wing, she's a right-footed player, so when she plays on the left wing, she loves to come inside, and I think her relationship and link-up play with Anna Sandberg is something that we can really expect to see tonight, and obviously we know how well Anna's been doing with that goal against Chelsea.
Fridolina Rolfo, who makes way, obviously a player that's got masses and masses of experience, so having her as a finisher rather than a starter, Lindsay, is probably what Mark Skinner's looking at, somebody that can come on and help out in the closing stages of the game.
Yeah, I think you're right, and her experience, obviously, in domestic football out in Barcelona, but in the Champions League as well, is massive, and I think to have her on the bench just boosts that on the bench. But I think Melvine Mallard said it, as Aoife said, she had a fantastic start to the season, and to not start it tonight, really, she brings the energy, she's scoring goals, and I would say we're looking for Rolfo to find that form yet, so to have her to fresh legs, bring her on in the latter stages of the game, I think that's a fantastic option for Mark.
We'll look at Valerenga in just a second, but one more thing about this United side is because they've had to go through these Champions League qualifiers, they've actually played a lot more games than almost everybody else. Will that stand them in good stead tonight, do you think, Aoife?
Massively. I mean, they're a team that's in full flow and really good momentum. They're scoring goals for fun. They've scored 16 goals in 6 games. And what's really pleasing for me to watch is just the variety of ways that their goals come from. And I'm hoping that we can expect to see that tonight. I think Valerenga could be really tricky. I'm sure we'll talk about that. But the fact that United have played so many games together already, even though we're only 4 games into the domestic season, I think that will stand them in really, really good stead.
Well, in terms of tonight's opposition, Valerenga, they've won the league the last 2 years. They're no slouches, and in fact, it's the start of a really tricky run for Manchester United because there's no easy fixtures in this Champions League. They've lined up slightly differently to how maybe we were anticipating. They've got, goal scorers that aren't in the team, and I suppose that goes to show, Aoife, the strength in depth for them. Yeah,
I mean, when I was looking at Valerenga, they're different from Brann, which is obviously the other Norwegian team that United played in the qualifying rounds. They're different in the sense that they play a different formation. So Valerenga play with a wing-back system. And the other thing that's, I think, different about them to Brann is they're more direct. And also, their best players, in terms of their stats, don't always start. So we were saying before that Thorsnes, number 9, 37-year-old, 5'9", like great height, has scored 6 goals in 3 games. She's actually not starting tonight. So in terms of thinking and anticipating who they might bring off the bench as the game goes on, that could bring a real, string to their bow to their arrow? It's one of them. It's one of them.
I think both work.
It could give them an extra edge that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise had if all of their best players had started.
At least Thorsnes has done really well, but so too has Elizabeth Turland, who's 7 goals in 4 games. So in the Champions League, we'll just have to wait and see exactly what's going on there. If you are watching on YouTube, hello, welcome along. If you want to join in the conversation, the only way that you're going to be able to do that is by being a subscriber. So make sure that you've hit the subscribe button on the Manchester United Women's YouTube, because once we get to match time, 8 o'clock, we're going to shift over there, and the only way that you're going to be able to join in the conversation is by being subscribed to the Women's YouTube channel. Right, okay, I think it's probably a good idea to hear from the boss next. We're going to do exactly that. Here's Mark Skinner.
Valerenga, Champions League football this week. This is the types of week that we have all dreamed about this club, right?
It's something we've spoken about. I think I was leaving the home this morning, and Laura reminded me that this is the first Champions League training minus match day -1 training session, and to enjoy it and to remember it, because games come thick and fast. You move into like hamster wheel mode, where you're constantly churning out the next kind of performance. But it's nice to stand still and reflect just the growth that we've had as a team and as a club. And I think it's really special that we get to attack this together in this moment. But I reminded the players, we're not naive. This is different levels of opponent, different qualities of player, the best in Europe. And we must make sure that we are one of those teams, because I believe in us that we're at that level. So we must go into this game eyes wide open in terms of what we must do, but lean on the experience we've already had in finals and all of these details, because these are 6 playoff final games, right? And it depends where you sit in the league after that. So we must go and attack the game to the best of our ability tomorrow and try and win it, of course.
And we're not just here to just be in this competition. We're here to compete and be the very best and beat the very best.
Oh, I'm sure that's the slogan for the Women's Champions League when they promoted it. If you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And I think that's the challenge. We will play some of the very best during the league phase. And hopefully if we can make it out of that that grouping into the quarterfinals, then we can challenge ourselves again. But sole focus goes to Valerenga. You know, like us, they've qualified through the pathways and, you know, have shown every bit of quality to get to it. So respect to them as well as, you know, our team for doing that. But tomorrow is business, and we must go into that game with a business mindset of still same performance, still same aggression, with and without the ball. And if we can do that, I think no team will want to play against us. I really do. That's how much I believe in us. So bring on the challenge and something. We're going to be very mature. I want maturity from my group tomorrow, because that will be the key to winning the game, I think.
And the key thing that helped us, as we've already said, is those fans at Leigh Sports Village and how vital they are in moments like this, because it's that romanticism right again. But
even that, come and feel it, the first experience of Champions League football for our women's team. Come and we're making history together. And I want to make sure that the fans are part of that, because what's the point in making history if no one's there to witness it? And so I want to make sure, let's come and fill as many seats as we possibly can. Come and feel the roar, come and feel the energy of the players. And come and make the difference. And I think if we can do that, it will be a real cauldron and a real place where no team will want to visit. And that's, I can't stress enough, come and experience Champions League football. You know, unfortunately, men aren't in it this year, so, you know, and that will happen again in the future. But right now we are. So come and support us and get behind your team. And regardless of it being male or female, come and get behind Manchester United in Europe.
Well, good luck, and hopefully we're all sharing the celebrations together.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Always good to hear from Mark Skinner. I would imagine that he's absolutely ready and raring to go now. This is going to be a case of Manchester United being patient and enjoying themselves over the course of the evening. Here's how it's going to work. If you want to watch this game, we can't show it because of various different UEFA rules and rights situations. So, QR code available on your screen. That'll give you an idea of where you can watch the game live, but you can always keep us alongside as something to listen to, watch along whilst the game's going on. We'll try and bring you some insight into what's happened. And don't forget, we watch Manchester United women all of the time. It's my job. I get to do it. It's absolutely brilliant. So keep with us. Make sure you're subscribed to the Women's YouTube channel. That'd be absolutely brilliant. If you are subscribed, we want you to get involved in the conversation. And just as a little sweetener to the deal, the best comment, the best conversation starter, someone is going to win a signed Maya Letitia shirt. So make sure you're the one that gives us the best talking point over the course of tonight. That would be absolutely brilliant. We'll highlight some of the best comments that we get as we go through the evening. Teams are just on their way out. Now's the point where I get to turn to you two and ask you how you would be feeling on a night like this. Champions League proper for the first time, Lindsay Johnson. Are the nerves high, or are you just hyped and ready to go?
I think now you're just ready. You want to get going. You know, it's history. Mark just alluded to then. It's history for Manchester United women, and I think, you know, when you play in any game and you're playing for the club that you love, then you give everything. But I think to be playing in Champions League proper in this new format as well, against this side tonight, a home game, just be up for it and ready for it, and want to get your first touch, header, tackle, whatever it might be on the ball.
Now, you know a lot of these players. You've played with a lot of these players. There'll be some of them, I would imagine, that will have butterflies and nerves, and there'll be some that are just ready to go. Who are the big characters that they'll look to here, the squad?
Oh, who are the big characters? To be fair, in that dressing room, there's so many good characters, and for different reasons. I'm thinking about Melvin Mallard playing music before the games. I'm thinking about Maya Letitia with like a quiet word here and there. There's so much character. In terms of nerves and anticipation, I think it's a very personal thing. some of us, you know, we're nervous regardless, and then other people, it's just totally in their stride. I think for the girls, it will feel like another game to some extent, because they don't have the luxury of maybe appreciating the atmosphere and the occasion as much as we will, sitting and watching it.
Yeah, and I think also, Liam, if you look at obviously Manchester United's squad, it's just lots and lots of experienced international players who play for their country time and time again, but you have got people like Rolfo who can bring that Champions League experience to it, and that'll be massive in the change room before kick-off, ready for the game.
How important is a player like Tooney in this? Somebody that's been on the biggest stage of them all, you know, in terms of playing in Euros and winning huge trophies, and May Letitia too, to some extent. Really important to have that big game experience on the pitch when you're playing in a game like this, Eva.
I mean, what better experience to have than winning the Euros twice? You know, amazing to have those players on the team. Tooney, obviously well in the thick of it. May has been involved, Jess Park's been involved. And I imagine that level of experience just gives you a sense of confidence and composure that no matter what happens in any particular minute of the game, there's still more of the game to be played and there's still more of the game to perform in. And I think it's the composure and the confidence piece that will give them. I anticipate that Valerenga may sit in a block, potentially. I think there's a big differential in terms of the quality. And if that's the case, United are going to need to show a level of composure and quality that experience does give you.
I think that's right, isn't it? How important is it to enjoy? I mean, we're moments away from kick-off here. We're going to get to start enjoying the game, which will be, you know, that'll be great because I'm quite looking forward to seeing how they're getting on. How important is it to enjoy? I know everybody's got a job to do and they're going to want to win, but you kind of got to enjoy the moment too, haven't you?
Yeah, do you know, when I played, I think you're in the game, you don't think about it, you just think about getting the job done and playing. But looking at the pictures there, and you look at May Letitia and she's smiling, she's laughing, I think they do have that, and I think Mark really is big on that. Enjoy it first, and obviously, you know, success will follow on from it. But you've got to enjoy it, haven't you? And I think the girls look like they're about to do that. Yeah,
we're underway at the Lee Sports Village. We've been playing 10 seconds or so, and Manchester United trying to get on the front foot early. And this will be something that Mark Skinner will have said to his side. It's about making sure that you get on the front. As I say that, I've just stopped talking because Elizabeth Turlin's just been played in, lovely cross into the box, and it was an opportunity to get a header on goal. It's just slid off her forehead, hasn't managed to hit the target, but that's exactly what Mark Skinner will have wanted, isn't it? A really bright start to the game. Yeah, massively so. I mean, it felt like we were just tucking ourselves in for the game, and already Terry Turland has a really good chance. I don't think she anticipated how nicely the ball would drop to her head, and clearly Valerenga are going to have to think about those spaces.